Retirement isn't the end of the road. In fact, it can be a wide open highway for you. However, sitting in front of the TV or just lounging around in the recliner can kill you just as fast, if not faster, than the job you just retired from or the one you're getting ready to retire from. So you're going to need a hobby and preferably one that you can handle financially. So stick around and I'm going to show you 3 keys to making your retirement hobby the best. I'm Doug, and this is Dying to Retire. And today I'm going to talk about how hobbies can make your retirement a badass chapter of your life. So let's get started. If you're like me, you found yourself staring down retirement, and I bet you like me too, and you are wondering, what the hell am I going to do? Forget the touchy-feely bullshit about fading into the background, turning into some washed-up TV stereotype. Your retirement can be an opportunity for you to focus on yourself between the never-ending honey-do list, of course, that's always going to be there. And I don't care if you're going to be tinkering on a hot rod, reeling in the big fish, or taking pen to paper, actually computers nowadays, to write that "oh shit, there I was" story or two that your grandkids and their kids need to hear about you one day when they're old enough. Now, also, if you're like me, you've been busting your ass for many years. You've been working and caring for your family for pretty much all your life 30, 40, even 50 years. So it's perfectly normal to worry about what retirement will bring you. Are you going to be the old man stuck in the recliner or not? But I hate to break it to you guys, you're already old. However, you're not done. You're just warming up for another chapter, another adventure in your life. Now, there are 3 keys. 3 keys to help us men make our hobbies in retirement pack a punch. And some of them are backed by scientific data. Key number 1, find your fire. Retirement means you get to call the shots. There's no boss except the missus, and there's no clock except the one that you run. Keeping your brain active is key. So you're going to need to find something that, I hate to say it like this, that turns you on, that keeps you wanting to get up every morning. Me, when I started into retirement, I got very interested into the podcasting, which made natural sense for me because before I joined the federal government about 20 something, 30 years ago, I dipped my toe into local radio. And this has been great because I like the passion. I learn so much each and every time when I'm doing it. Also, I'm getting ideas to do a new channel to be able to work on one of my favorite things, reading good, bad sci-fi, military science fiction. So every new episode, I'm learning something. There's a shit ton that ends up in the trash heap, editing thumbnails, and good Lord, people, I hate thumbnails. However, like I said, this is time for you to find something that keeps your brain active. And it's going to be a trial and error practice. Nobody's perfect. You're going to screw up from time to time. Like there. You're going to screw up from time to time, and it doesn't matter. Don't worry about anything else. And like I said, the most important thing is finding something that lights your fire. For married men or those in relationships, the ability to claim your space and time is harder than those who are not. So we can be a little envious there. And I'm not sure, and it doesn't matter what you do, but find something, look around, do some research. We have internet all over the place. Was there anything you wanted to do all this time when you were working and never had the time for it? Now you do. Number 2, and I call this one build your crew. Hobbies aren't just you. You usually have other people who are also interested in the same things that you are. My brother, I'm going to use this as an example, does archery. He's an avid hunter his whole life, but he turned to archery. He started out with a compound bow and then he moved into, I think it's called the recurve bow. It's not something I do. And he used to hunt. And then he started doing all these competitions. He's won several of them as well. But now he's moving into a new part of the thing. He is now training new people getting introduced to the sport. And that has become his fire. But it's also that is his crew because he's with a bunch of the other old men teaching the newbies how to do it. That's his crew. But however, I'm going to say, when you're starting out, like in the podcasting world, sometimes you're going to be a crew of one, and that is okay. It's perfectly normal. Finding folks with a similar interest, is hard, but you can find them anywhere. And oftentimes for something like this, you find them online. So it's a great start. You have Reddit, you have YouTube, you have other channels to look at with similar interest. All you have to do is look. Key number three, and this is the hardest one: stay tough, stay at it. Hobbies are work. It's work you like, but they're work, and they keep your body and mind active. I first started this podcast about retirement, and it morphed a little bit into about, and it's going to be more so later on, about my journey in becoming an expat for Guatemala and tackling all the paperwork, piles of paperwork for apostilles and everything else. And I've messed up. I've made errors that I want to, hey, bury my head and say I quit. I've sent paperwork that I need to the wrong places, like sent stuff to the Department of State, and I really needed to send it to the office of the Secretary of State for the states that I needed the document apostilled. I'm almost there because I kept at it, and I'm almost at the finish line. However, I've learned a lot, and I wouldn't have if I gave up. And really, how many people can say they put up a podcast? Or how many people in reality can say they've done all the legwork to get residency in another country? Not many. So I'm going to here's a couple examples of two people in my life that I know who changed up their retirement per se. First one's my grandfather, the second one's my father. My grandfather, short and sweet, or short story long, um, successful man in a heating business up in New England area, taking care of people in New York City, right? He sold that and he went up to upstate Northeast Kingdom of Vermont to start a farm in retirement. So while he did the farm, my grandmother raised AKC, what do you call them? Airedales. She raised them, everything like that. He did this gritty farm, a couple dairy cows, a few pigs, chickens, and there's stories about that chicken coop that go back. I think there's 4 generations, 5 generations. We all talk about cleaning that chicken coop, right? So we had all that, but it wasn't just my grandfather's hobby. The farm also was a respite for the family members who lived in the city. So during the summers and holidays, everyone came up to the farm. I was fortunate enough, we ended up living next to my grandfather for several years. The second one is my father. My father had a successful small business and all the stuff, but when he retired, he focused on genealogy. He loved looking and tracking all the family members, especially on the paternal side, going all the way back to Ireland and then to England. So he did all this work. He eventually bought a motorhome, traveled throughout the United States as well as parts of Canada, getting and tracking all the family that he did. And I hate to sound gruesome, but he used to take pictures of cemetery gravestones and all that other stuff to be able to track, the family, who begot who, begot who, begot who. And at the end of the day, he had over 1,500 pages of all family members, and it's archived up in New England, actually in Prince Edward Island right now, in a church one of my grandfathers built back in the late 1800s. Still standing and still a functional church. So all of these are wonderful things because he was doing all this in his retirement. So let's wrap this up. Retirement should never be about fading into the background. It, it's your time that allows you to spend more time with a hobby or two that like you were never able to do before. It doesn't matter farming, chasing family history, genealogy stuff, or podcasting or promoting your favorite books that you read. They help keep you sharp, connected, and alive. And it doesn't matter if you're really good at it or you suck at it. What matters is you stay with it. And the biggest thing, don't worry about trying to keep up with the Joneses. Just start working on it. Step into retirement like a boss, either you're single or married, whatever. You've earned the right to make it yours. So own it. Now, if you found value in this episode, please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of my content. Also, do me a favor, check out these two related videos. First one's how early retirement can kill your marriage. And the other one is, are you prepared to confront sudden retirement syndrome? It's real. Neither pulls any punches. So I'm Doug. This is Dying to Retire, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.